Is Caleb Williams genuinely in the same conversation as Patrick Mahomes? A Bears legend just said exactly that, and the NFL world needs to pay attention. Plus, Darnell Wright is about to get paid, and the number being thrown around will either excite you or make your jaw drop. If this kind of Bears content fires you up, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with every Bears fan you know. Let's build this community together. Let me ask you something right now. When was the last time a legitimate NFL legend, a guy who played and coached at the highest level, looked at a Bears quarterback and said, "Yeah, that kid belongs in the same sentence as the best player on the planet"? Because that just happened. And if you're a Bears fan, you need to sit down and actually absorb this moment, because it feels different this time. Mike Singletary, Hall of Fame linebacker, one of the most respected football minds to ever walk onto an NFL field, was asked a simple question. If you had the very first pick in an NFL draft open to every single player currently in the league, who are you taking? His answer: Patrick Mahomes. No surprise there. Mahomes is the standard. He is the measuring stick every quarterback in the NFL gets held against right now. But here is where it gets really interesting for Bears fans. Singletary did not stop at Mahomes. He pulled Caleb Williams directly into that conversation. He said Caleb is in that mix. He said the kid in Chicago is not far behind. Not far behind Patrick Mahomes. Let that breathe for a second. Now, before anyone loses their mind, and trust me, I understand the instinct, Singletary was not saying Caleb Williams is Patrick Mahomes right now. He was saying something actually more meaningful. He was pointing to the trajectory. He was pointing to the leadership. He was pointing to the intangibles that most analysts spend exactly zero time discussing when they break down Caleb Williams. Think about what Singletary specifically highlighted. He did not talk about arm talent. He did not talk about completion percentage or yards per attempt. He talked about presence. He talked about the fact that Caleb's teammates genuinely believe in him. And he backed it up with one of the most underdiscussed statistics from last season: 7 fourth-quarter comebacks. 7. You do not pull off 7 fourth-quarter comebacks unless your teammates are locked in on you in the moments when everything is on the line. Those guys have to look at their quarterback in the huddle down late in a game and truly believe. That belief does not come from raw talent alone. That comes from who you are as a person and as a leader. And Singletary, being the legendary leader himself, recognized exactly that. Here is another layer to this that is worth digging into. Ben Johnson challenged Caleb early in the process: get your body language right, because every single person on that field and in that building is watching you at all times. Caleb recently shared a story about a moment in practice where he had a bad play and let a flash of frustration show. Wide receiver Keenan Allen pulled him aside immediately and said, "Hey, all eyes are on you." Caleb has taken that message and internalized it completely. That kind of self-awareness and coachability in a 23-year-old quarterback. That is franchise-defining stuff. Think about the greatest quarterbacks we have ever seen. Tom Brady barked at his receivers constantly. But his teammates ran through walls for him because he had earned that. Josh Allen bleeds for his team and his energy is infectious on every single snap. Patrick Mahomes radiates a belief that is so contagious his entire offense plays looser and faster because of it. The great quarterbacks are not just great throwers. They are the heartbeat of an entire organization. And from everything we are seeing and hearing, Caleb Williams is actively developing that exact quality. So here is the question I want you to genuinely think about. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in Caleb Williams heading into this season? 10 means you believe he is on the verge of becoming one of the elite quarterbacks in football. 1 means you think the hype is overblown and the concerns are real. Drop your number in the comments right now, because I genuinely want to know where the fan base stands. The physical gifts have never been in question. When Caleb Williams is locked in and operating at his peak, he is as dangerous and as electric as anyone playing the position in the National Football League. The growth from year 1 to year 2 was real and it was visible. The expectation heading into this season is another significant leap. And with that leadership evolution happening simultaneously alongside the on-field development. Bears fans have every reason to be genuinely excited about what is coming. Now let us shift to the other massive story swirling around this franchise right now, because Darnell Wright's contract situation is about to become one of the most talked about deals in the entire NFL. Wright is entering his 4th season and the Bears have already picked up his 5th-year option, which means he is currently locked in for 2 more years at a combined figure that is, frankly, highway robbery for a player of his caliber. But that team-friendly situation is not going to last. A long-term extension is coming, and the numbers being projected are serious. According to Bears insider Brad Biggs, an extension before training camp is genuinely possible, though he believes the more realistic window is around week 1 of the regular season rather than late July. Both sides are motivated to get this done. Wright has been fully engaged throughout the entire off-season program, no drama, no distractions, no noise. He wants to be here. The Bears want him here. This is a negotiation between 2 parties who are aligned on the destination. They just need to agree on the price. And that price is going to be significant. Biggs projects Wright lands in at least the top 3 among right tackles in terms of annual salary. Currently, the top of that market sits right around $28 million per year. Tristan Wirfs set the standard. Penei Sewell is right there alongside him. Lane Johnson has his own massive deal. Wright is going to be in that neighborhood at an absolute minimum. Here is the question of the day, and I really want you to weigh in on this one in the comments. Should the Bears make Darnell Wright the highest paid offensive tackle in NFL history if that is what it takes to lock him up long term? Because here is the case for it. Wright is 24 years old. He was a second-team All-Pro last season. He is ascending, not declining. He is durable. He is a cornerstone of an offensive line protecting a franchise quarterback who is also ascending. And critically, the Bears already hold his 5th-year option. That creates a financial structure where a new extension can be managed intelligently across multiple years, keeping annual cap hits reasonable while still giving Wright the total value he deserves. Even at $28 to $30 million per year on a new deal, when you factor in those existing option years as a buffer, the average cap hit over the full contract length becomes extremely manageable. The Bears have the framework to do this deal right. They have the incentive. Wright has the leverage of being exactly the kind of player who only comes around once in a generation at that position. Get this done before camp. Lock in your quarterback's blindside protector. Keep the chemistry intact. Keep the focus on football. This Bears roster is being built for something real. Caleb Williams is developing into exactly the leader this franchise has been starving for. Darnell Wright is becoming one of the best defensive tackles in the entire league. The pieces are clicking into place. Bear down.